Millions of years ago, Earth looked nothing like the world we know today. All the continents were fused into one massive landmass, teeming with life, both beautiful and terrifying. When you think of prehistoric times, you probably imagine dinosaurs, a T-Rex rampaging through jungles with razor-sharp teeth. But long before dinosaurs ever existed, other giant creatures ruled the Earth. Welcome to the Permian period. This epic chapter of Earth's history began nearly 300 million years ago, when our planet was dominated by a single supercontinent called Pangaea, surrounded by a vast global ocean known as Panthalassa. The Permian started at the end of an ice age. Temperatures were cooler than today, and much of the planet was dry and harsh. But Earth never stays the same for long. As millions of years passed, the climate began to warm. Plant life exploded across the land, and insects and animals evolved rapidly to fill new ecological niches. This was a world constantly in motion, shaped by violent volcanic eruptions that altered the climate, reshaped the land, and pushed life to evolve or die. As massive swamp forests began to dry out, plants were forced to adapt. Around 290 million years ago, Earth saw the rise of the first seed-bearing plants, gymnosperms. These hardy plants carried their seeds in cones and spread across Pangaea like wildfire, forming vast evergreen forests. And hidden within those forests were creatures that might feel strangely familiar. Insects thrived, cicadas buzzed, beetles burrowed, and cockroaches crawled everywhere. But these weren't the cockroaches you know today. These prehistoric insects were enormous, some nearly the size of birds. Luckily, cockroaches never ruled the land. Something far more dangerous did. Roaming across Pangaea was one of the most famous predators of the Permian, Dimetrodon. Despite its reptile-like appearance, Dimetrodon was actually a distant ancestor of mammals. It could grow up to 5 meters long, weighing over 200 kilograms, with a massive sail rising from its back. Scientists believe this sail helped regulate body temperature, absorbing heat during the day and releasing it during cooler nights. If you encountered a Dimetrodon, it would approach low to the ground, moving like a crocodile, with a mouth full of sharp and crushing teeth. Dimetrodon was the apex predator of its time, and it wasn't alone. But while life flourished on land, the planet itself was becoming increasingly unstable. Global temperatures kept rising. By the Middle Permian, average temperatures across Pangaea reached nearly 25 degrees Celsius. Volcanoes pumped massive amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, altering the climate even further. Sea levels shifted, but marine life adapted. If you dove into the ancient oceans, you'd swim alongside primitive sharks, bony fish, and strange early marine creatures constantly evolving to survive a changing world. Later in the Permian, some surprisingly gentle animals appeared. One of them was Lystrosaurus, a stocky, herbivorous creature about the size of a pig. It had powerful front legs for digging and a beak-like mouth for feeding on plants. Another was Cynodont, a mammal-like reptile with whiskers, fur-like features, and behaviors that resembled modern mammals. But something was going terribly wrong. Volcanic activity intensified. Oxygen levels in the atmosphere began to drop, falling to as low as 10% compared to 21% today. Breathing became difficult. Temperatures climbed even higher, turning once lush landscapes into scorching, unforgiving environments. By the late Permian, Earth was becoming an oven, and then everything collapsed. Around 252 million years ago, nearly 90% of all life on Earth was wiped out. This event is known as the Great Dying, the most devastating mass extinction our planet has ever experienced. Like and subscribe for more what-if secrets. Scientists still debate its exact cause, but the leading theory points to catastrophic volcanic eruptions. Massive explosions released unimaginable amounts of ash and gas into the atmosphere, blocking sunlight around the globe. Without sunlight, plants could no longer photosynthesize. They died. And without plants, Entire food chains collapsed. But the destruction didn't stop there. As volcanic eruptions continued, carbon dioxide levels skyrocketed. Global temperatures surged to extreme levels, and the oceans lost most of their oxygen. Marine life suffocated. In the end, over 95% of marine species and more than 70% of land animals vanished forever. Life on Earth was nearly erased, but from this devastation, new worlds would rise, new creatures would evolve, and one day, dinosaurs would rule the planet. But that is a story for another time. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to discover more incredible what-if secrets.